Good morning, guys. It is time again for another adventure, and I will fill you in on that. But first, I need to eat breakfast real quick. This is an egg white omelet with baby broccoli and Mediterranean scrambler mix and some cheese. And I'm gonna eat this, and then I'm headed to the airport to go back to LA this weekend because I got a really cool networking opportunity invite thing that I'll talk about later. But this, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it yet, but I will definitely post about it on Instagram, so follow me there, follow me on Snapchat, and I'll also post about it there, and it's pretty cool. But I'm headed back to the airport, and this video, like I promised in the last video, is going to be all about how I handle traveling and how I handle events where I eat and kind of go into YOLO mode without feeling guilty and without undoing all of my progress. So in the next clip, we're gonna talk all about that. But first, I gotta eat and get ready to head to the airport. Hey y'all, I made it to Venice. We are back in the kitchen of Emily and Brandon. Looks really familiar, right? This is basically pancake shenanigans. We are getting ready for the gym, eating pre-workout meals. I'm just gonna eat this and then we will sit down and have our little chat, but I wanted to tell you about it because it looks delicious. It is 50-50 mix, which is spring mix and spinach and then shredded lettuce, and then taco seasoned pork that came pre-cooked, and then mango chipotle salsa, regular salsa, and jalapenos. So I will show y'all the ingredients real quick so you can get a visual in case you want to pick them up. But here's the pork. This, got it from Ralph's, and the macros are actually really good.
It's good too.
Yeah. 3 fat, 12 protein for 49 grams. That's such a random serving size. And then the salsa is mango chipotle. I used 2/3 of a serving of this. Just 1.5 fat, 6 carbs, 1 protein. And yeah, we're gonna eat this. Em's eating a big salad too.
You should check out Brandon's micros over there.
Brandon hasn't had a single vegetable yet today, but that's okay.
What are vegetables?
What's a vegetable? And then I'm gonna have this for dessert with some blueberries on top.
What just came in the mail?
Oh, good.
Don't show the address.
Right. So I had icon meals sent here like I usually do when I travel and I'm wanting to stay on track. I'll talk about that in a second, but I always have icon meals sent, and I got back here from the airport. They picked me up because they are amazing friends. Don't choke on your salad. Don't choke on your micros. But they lovingly picked me up from the airport, and Brandon even carried my bag.
Aw.
And came home. Icon meals were not here yet, so we went to the grocery store, and then we're getting out of the car on the way into the apartment, and I go watch my icon meals would be here, and they were waiting at the door. So the grocery store run was totally unnecessary, but now, oh, look at Emily's butt looking good right there. But I'm still excited to have my icon meals, and I will do an unboxing at the end of this video after I eat. Alright guys, it is time to sit down and chat. Grab a beverage. I'm drinking some sparkling water, and I want to talk to you about going on vacation, going to an event, birthday parties, holidays, any occasion. It doesn't even need to have a special occasion if you just want to have a YOLO moment. But anytime that there is an occasion where you want to and you choose to go off of your plan, whether that be your macros, your meal plan, or just like eating healthy, whatever it may be, whatever your plan is, however you eat to get to your goals, you go off that plan for a specific occasion. So for me, you guys know that I travel a lot, and a lot of the times I'll stay on track and I'll get meals sent, I will go grocery shopping, all that stuff. And then other times I don't do that at all, and I eat whatever I want for the whole trip, part of the trip, whatever. So a lot of people have commented about that, how I mentally handle it, how I physically handle it, why I'm able to do what I do, travel, have the experiences that I do without being racked with guilt, without ruining out my progress, without gaining a ton of weight, etc., etc. So I've gotten a lot of questions about that, both from my clients who travel a lot, especially recently. It seems like for some reason, I think summer people just travel more, but from clients, from followers, family, friends, everyone has asked me that, and you guys have seen me travel like so much lately, and it really just comes down to your mindset. And when I choose not to follow the plan, it is not like an, oh, oops, I guess I'll do that. It's like a very conscious thing where I go into it, like prep myself mentally, decide that I'm not gonna follow my macros, I'm not gonna prep food, etc. And I decide ahead of time, so that is very key, is that you are making a very conscious choice. You're not making a snap decision, you're not making an emotional decision, you're making a very conscious choice that you're gonna go off plan, and you're accepting ahead of time that there are going to be repercussions. And by repercussions, I don't mean that like you're gonna lose all your progress, or you no longer do fitness, or you're gonna blow up to like 800 pounds. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the reality is, if you go off your plan, if you overeat, if you don't follow your normal workouts, like there will be a sacrifice, quote unquote, as far as making progress for your fitness goals. But that doesn't mean you're not making overall progress in your life, because if you are enjoying the experiences, if you're soaking it all in, if you get to try new foods, go to great restaurants, eat your grandma's cooking, whatever it is, I think that's life progress, that's mental progress. Like, not all progress has to be that you got leaner or you PR'd or any of that. So keep in mind when I'm saying that you're like having repercussions or there are consequences, I'm saying as far as strict fitness goals, there are going to be repercussions, but in the grand scheme of life, it's for the best. Okay, so I just want to make sure we're clear on that. I'm absolutely an advocate for having that balance, living those experiences. But anyways, back to what I was saying. When you have these experiences, when you have the YOLO moments, you have to go into it knowing that you're probably going to see a jump in the scale, you're probably going to look a bit softer, sometimes this isn't true, sometimes it's the opposite, but you're probably going to feel a little weaker next time you go to the gym, and that's fine, but you just have to know ahead of time that that's going to happen. You have to accept it. And then I find that accepting it ahead of time allows me to fully enjoy whatever I'm doing. So before I leave for trips, I decide whether or not I'm going to track and hit my macros, or if I'm going to full YOLO, or if I'm going to do a mix, whatever it may be. I decide that ahead of time, and I accept the after effects ahead of time, so that when they do happen, I'm ready and I'm expecting it, and it's fine, and you just move on. So like this last vacation, I was gone for 10 days. I spent 3 days in Houston. I spent a week in LA. You guys saw a bunch of that in my last 2 vlogs, and I ended up gaining 3 pounds, which probably a little of it was water, but I definitely put on a little fat. I definitely came home softer, but all in all, like, I have 0 regrets for that, because I took it for what it was and I focused on everything else I was gaining besides the weight. Like, I knew my weight would go up, but I also gained a bunch of fun experiences with my friends. I gained quality time with Andrew. I got to try so many amazing foods. I got to get a mental break from tracking, which now I feel refreshed and ready to track again, which I'm doing now that I'm in LA this time. 100% on track again, totally fine. but I gained so many other things other than weight. I gained so many positive things other than weight. So it's all about your mindset and how you frame it. And yeah, that's kind of like, long story short, that's what I do when I go on trips, is I just plan ahead. And if you do want to stay on track, that is totally cool too. I would recommend having meals shipped. Check out my tips for staying on track while traveling video. I'll put like the link in the description, and I'll also try to put a card here. I'm not entirely sure how that works yet, but I'll try to put the video here. But you can absolutely stay on track. That is totally fine, but that is a choice you make ahead of time, and you have to plan for it, obviously. Or you can totally YOLO and live to the fullest, but it all just depends on your goals. So right now my goal is to lean out a little bit for the Olympia, lose those 3 pounds that I gained while traveling. So that means I need to be consistent. I need to be hitting my macros. I can't be skipping training sessions, because once I decide that I like have a goal for my physique, like I will stay dedicated to that goal, and I will not have a bunch of YOLO moments. I will make the most of my trip here, and I will still utilize flexible dieting, but I'm not gonna like spontaneously go to Salt and Straw and get a double scoop cone at like 10 p.m. Not that that happened or anything. Oh, the gooey brownie one? Get that one. But anyways, that is how I handle my adventures. That is how I handle the mindset. And as far as body image, following or preceding it, I think that it's always good to remember that a leaner you is not a better you. My friend Alyssa was the first person I ever heard that from, and it has stuck with me for literally years, that a leaner you is not a better you. Like, I am still just as fitness. I am still equally worthy of good things. I am still as good of a person, just because I'm carrying a little extra something because I enjoyed life. Like, guess what, guys? Outside of the fitness community, no one cares if you have like 2 more extra percentages of body fat. Like, literally no one cares. But people care if you had a fun time with them. They care if you shared a celebration with them. There is absolutely a time and a place to be strict, be regimented, and hit those macros to a T every single day. Kill your workouts. There's a time and place for that. But there's also a time and a place for letting loose, forgetting what macros are for a couple days, eating those free meals, having a couple drinks. And there's room for both in fitness. Like, you don't have to be always one or always the other. But for me, I'm able to go on these trips, and I'm able to YOLO for a little bit, because when I'm at home, I am 90% on my shit. At least during off season, I'm 90%. During prep, I'm like 100% all the time, because that's how I operate. But during off season, I'm like 90% on my shit all the time. I'll still have some treats at home, but that level of consistency when I'm at home, and I would say like my off season is what would be maintainable for like the general population probably, or like people that are into fitness but aren't necessarily competitors, that 90-10 thing. And then that level of consistency at home allows me to be extremely flexible and YOLO-ish when I go on vacation. So that is how I handle things. I think the number one thing is just to go in with the proper mindset and accept whatever comes of your actions, and just hold yourself accountable for them and acknowledge that they're going to happen, and it's fine. And the beauty of tracking macros and being knowledgeable about training and nutrition is that even if you do gain a couple pounds, you know how to get back on track when you get home. You know how to lean out a little bit more if you so wish, or you also know that down the road you can do that and you can just accept it and it's fine. Like, if you do gain a couple pounds, you can keep them. Like, you don't necessarily have to work them off or diet or anything. Like, you can rock it. And that is the beauty of fitness and flexible dieting and knowing macros, is that you have the tools to either change what happened during your YOLO, or you can just not YOLO and stay on track and still enjoy your experiences, if that makes sense. That is the beauty of flexible dieting and knowing macros. So I really hope this was helpful. I know it was probably a little bit rambly because I didn't like write a script or anything. I just want to keep these, you know, keep them candid, because I like feeling like we're friends, and I like, when I watch vlogs, I like sitting down and feeling like I'm like hanging out with them. And hopefully you guys like the same thing. I don't want to like sit down with all my studio lights and like So today's topic is, and like read off a script for you guys. I feel like this is more fun and personable and we feel like friends. So I want you guys to comment below about some trip or traveling adventure that you've had this year, because you guys have seen me travel a lot and I want to hear about your travels. So tell me your favorite traveling event of this year, or it could be a staycation, either way, and then also your favorite food event of that event, like food experience within that event. I want to hear about it because that's my favorite thing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. And I'll appreciate even more if you give this video a like. And yeah, we're about to head to the gym, and my next vlog is going to start in like 30 seconds, and it'll be a full workout of Em and I's leg day again. So this will be our third time training legs together in like a week and a half, but we like our legs. We're trying to build our bikini booties, you know? So anyways, keep an eye out for that video. I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you commenting, liking, subscribing, all of that jazz. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I love you. Goodbye. Mwah.